Hi, fellow traders. I hope everybody's having a great day today. I want to do this special video to answer a question that I get multiple times a day, especially since I started advertising my day trading course. And the question is, what is the Average Joe Way? So in this video, I want to take some time and explain to you and give you a real good idea of what the Average Joe Way is all about. Now, it's going to show you kind of a brief overview of some of the strategies that I use and the end result of some trades and the thought process going into it. So sit back and relax and learn what the Average Joe Way is all about. All right, so the Average Joe Way is a process. And to put it simply, a process is a series of actions or steps taken in order to achieve a particular end. And in my process, everything that I do is to achieve success in my trading. Everything that I do and I put together is to be successful. It's not a get-rich-quick process. By no means is it a get-rich-quick process. It's not a process where you just follow me in a trade and follow me out. That's not what it's about. The process is a path to becoming a self-sufficient trader. The last thing I want to do, and the last thing I thought about when I put my community together, was to establish a community of people who depended on me every day. I can walk away from the room and I see people calling out trades, analyzing stocks. And it's a beautiful thing. And that's what I want to see. That's what this community is all about. That's what the Average Joe Way is all about. Taking the average person, just like me, who live from paycheck to paycheck, and help them take charge of their life, of their financial future. And understanding that it's not overnight. This wasn't an overnight success, by no means. But the process is designed to help you become a self-sufficient trader, where you don't need me, you don't need the chat room. You're just in the room because you want company and you like helping other people out. And this is a snapshot of our chat room. And you see, every day I'm streaming my Sure Trader platform. Now, if I hit my max loss or I just start doing stupid stuff, I will shut this down. And that's what I want you guys to do as well. That's part of the Average Joe process. We do not have money to throw away and trade ourselves out of slumps. We don't. Now, I know if you play basketball and you had a shooting slump, either free throws or a shooting slump, and your coach tells you got to shoot your way out of the slump. If you're in any sport and you're a slump, they tell you got to play your way out of it. Well, you can't do that in trading, especially if you're an average Joe guy like me. You didn't have the money, an unlimited supply of money, to continue throwing at this till I traded my way out of a slump. We don't have it that way. And I try to demonstrate every day that if I don't have it, I'm going to shut it down. If I start messing up, I'm going to shut it down. There's a lot of stress, I guess you can say stress on me to make sure I teach you guys the right way and to make sure I demonstrate the right way. And see, this is live. It's not scripted. It's not, okay, this is what I did, and I do a video after the fact telling you this is what I did. That's not what this is. You see me make mistakes. You see me deal with them live. You hear me deal with them live. Sometimes it's not pretty, and I have to apologize, but that's life. I want to show you real live trading, the real deal. This is not fantasy. This is not, it's so simple. You can make $200 a day or $300 a day. It's not like that. And if you guys have been trading, you know that. So this is real life. The Average Joe Way is real life. It's like a reality show that's unscripted. So you don't know what you're going to get. You know, sometimes I leave the mic on and there's no telling what you're going to hear. But it's real. And that's what I want you guys to understand. The Average Joe Way is real. It's not scripted. It's not taped. It's not tape delayed. It's the real deal. And it's what you're going to have to deal with every day yourself as a trader. All right, so I'm working with my daughter. She just finished her freshman year in college, and she wants to learn how to trade. Beautiful. I love to teach her so that she could be self-sufficient. Hell, maybe she can pay for her own school this time. Because honestly, my trading paid for her first year of college. She did not have to use any financial aid at all. And I don't plan on her having to use financial aid. I don't want her graduating with I don't want her to graduate with a debt. So, and she's doing an excellent job because she doesn't have any money. You know, so she has to be real focused and take the trades. And one of the strategies that I teach in pre-market, really the only strategy are the rejection of the support and the resistance levels. And in this case, this was the 20. You know, we were watching this starting at 8 o'clock. And it tried to reject the VWAP, but the 20 is here. So the 20 has been the solid level, the key to all of the trades over the last several months. Before it was a VWAP, now it's the 20. And so that's where our respect is. It's on the 20. So we're patient. She didn't jump in. She could have anticipated and jumped in here, but she didn't. Waited for the setup, got the confirmation of the loss of the 20. For me, I would have liked to get in on a second retest, but you know, she's younger, and you know, she's gonna have a little bit more different personality than me. And she gets in here on the confirmation, covers here, 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 and here according to plan. And the Average Joe Way is about setting a plan and following it. Just that simple, hitting your marks. Not thinking about how much money you're making. You know, it's not about the money when you're learning. It's about the skill. The skill is what's going to sustain you through the slow times and the bad times. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to develop a skill. We're trying to teach you how to sustain yourself through the bad times. And if you develop the right skill and you develop the right patience and the right discipline, then you're going to do it. And yeah, she's just starting live. You know, just finished her first year of college. But it's preparation. It's everything we did prior to trading live. And that's what I try to teach every day. Unfortunately, a lot of people don't want to move that slow. They want something turnkey in the box. And that's not what this is. And that's not what's going to sustain you through the good and bad times. Or really through the bad times. So solid trade here, 377.50 after commissions. It was 349 something. And I'm going to tell you, when I was teaching, I didn't make $350 a day. I didn't. So, if I just made $350 a day, every day I came to work in the market, I'd be fine. But look, she was done before 10 o'clock. Her day was done. We're on that one trade, a day. So, done. Here's another one. Oh, and how do I find these stocks that we trade? Trade ideas. You have to have a scanner. And for me, trade ideas is the best. But, I don't sell it. I'm not an affiliate. But for me, it's the best. I have to pay my subscription like everybody else. But you got to have something that's going to help you get an edge in finding the stocks that are moving. And this is what I broadcast every day in chat. And you can see CNAT was on the scan, SRC. Now she's looking for stocks between $5 and $25. I'm looking for stocks from 10 to on up. So we both use the same scanner. Everything is on here. SRC was another solid trader. Had she been trading 2 stocks at a time, she would have had probably over $600 a day, maybe $700 a day. But one stock at a time, one day at a time. And that's the average Joe way. And when she gets better, then she'll be adding another ticker and maybe trading some more. But you have to start slow and you have to grow. You have to develop your skill. And here's another stock earlier in the week, IPCI. She had an accident here. She got in and was trying to set her stop and accidentally sold it. But she didn't jump back in. She kind of regrouped and waited for the second part of her trade plan. Her trade plan was catch the pullback on this run up, catch the pullback, and take it on up. Because it didn't look like this was ready to roll over yet. Take it up to the next level of resistance and trade to the downside. Now, one thing you notice, she doesn't use the 9 moving average. She decided that that's not what she wants to use. That was causing too much confusion. And my thing is filter out all the noise you can filter out. The 9 was just noise for her, so she filtered it out. And, so far it's been working good. So she waited for the reversal up here, got the signal for it, got in. I think she was getting in on the 2-minute where it made a new low. And we had 3 covers. We didn't get below the 20. But still, $232. Lost 50 on this accident here. But what can you say? I don't even think I made $232 a day teaching. But that's not bad. And this was just a trade after lunch. Here's a Tesla trade I took. I only had 100 shares. 100 shares. That's it. And we made $430 on 100 shares. The plan was to get short. I did not expect this was going to wash out this fast, but it did. And so I had to cover everything. Really, my target was 350, and it came down and it bounced real quick. So I had to go ahead and take it off. And I was looking for the bounce off of this 350 level for the reversal. But you see the crazy price action. Had I got in and not liked the price action, I probably would have got chopped out. So waited, was patient, waited for the setup. Took it short here, got the first cover. We started to recover again. I took it off so that I could get back in. and we got to complete the move. It's all about Average Joe Way. It's all about developing your plan, your trade plan, and executing it. Not thinking about the money, not looking at the P&L. I don't look at the P&L until after I'm done trading. Don't even want to see it. Because anytime you put a monetary value to what you're doing, you kind of lose focus. And it kind of messes you up. So, here is the the results. Just sticking to your plan. Not worrying about the money. At the end of the day, you trade for skill, you develop that skill, you're going to have money. You're going to count the bills. No doubt about it. But you have to trust the process. You have to take it one day at a time, one trade at a time. That's how you're going to make it. So, to sum it up, it's about starting where you are with what you have. It's about going all in. You got to go all in. Now, I remember, I grew up around racing. My dad was a drag racer. He worked at the drag strip. So I grew up in racing. So I grew up wanting to race. And my heroes were other race car drivers. And there was this one guy, his name was Wendell Scott. And he was the first African American to win a NASCAR race back in the 60s. And, I'm not going to tell you the whole story, but, he had to go through a lot. And that was very inspiring to me. And I was watching his documentary. And it had an excerpt of a video of a guy that raced with him back in the day, interviewing him. And he told about the time that his sons came to him and told him, Dad, if you're going to continue in racing, you're going to have to go all in. Because at that point, the technology and racing and everything had evolved. And what he was doing wasn't up to par. So his sons came to him and said, look, Dad, you either have to go all in or you need to quit racing. And that stuck with me. That anything that I did, if I'm going to make it to the next level, I'm going to have to go all in. And not meaning go all in spending all your money on a trade. Going in meaning putting your effort. And that's why I say it's about giving 120% to the time you have allotted for your trading. For me, when I was working full time, I had 3 hours a night that I allotted to my trading. Waited for everybody to go to sleep, and I focused 120% on my trading. The time that I had allotted during the day while I was at work, I made sure I did my work, but then the rest of this was focused and allotted on my trading. That's what it's going to take. That's the dedication it's going to take. Now, is that average? No, but that's the Average Joe way. If you're going to Average Joe and you want to get to the next level and you want to enjoy the successes that the people who are born with silver spoons in their mouth enjoy, you're going to have to put in 120%. You're going to have to go all in. And again, it's about one trade at a time, one day at a time. You focus on the trade that you're in. You focus on nailing it, getting your entry, taking profit, and getting out. It's about developing that skill of trading, because if you develop the skill, you will count the bills. And I'm enjoying counting the bills. I'm not going to lie to you. I don't brag about this or that because I'm still just an average guy. I don't have a sports car. I don't have this or that. I'm just an average family guy. I'm building a future for my family and myself, and for when I retire. I know exactly what I want to do. So I'm working on developing that skill because it's a constant, continuously learning process. It's not something that you gain overnight. You know, it's something that's continuously learning. As the market changes, as things change, you're going to have to keep learning. And so I'm going to keep learning. I'm going to keep developing my skill. And I'm going to try to be the best I can be. So I hope this answers your question. Everything that I explained to you today, everything that I talked to you about is the Average Joe Way. And it's the foundation for what I teach in my day trading class, what I try to teach every day in chat, when we have our education webinars. It's all about that. All right, so you guys have a great rest of the day. Enjoy yourself. If it's the weekend, recharge those batteries so we can get back at it first thing Monday morning. So take care, and I hope to see you in the markets.